Hey y'all, it's Katie. Welcome back to From My Vanity and welcome to a video that I did once and I said I wanted to do again and then I just haven't done it. Back in December I did a video where I took all of my Juvia's Place palettes and I created my own palette using shadows from within their palettes. And I think I had a rather big collection of Juvia's Place, which is why I started there, but I want to continue and do that with another brand, and I was trying to decide which brand to do, and I feel like Colourpop is a good one to do because I do have 5 palettes from them. So that is what we're going to do today. I'm going to create my own little 9 quad palette from them, trying to pick my favorite shadow from each of the palettes. And I'm going to have to dip back into, a couple of the palettes to get that 9 pan since I only have 5 palettes. But the kind of concept and the idea of this video is that you kind of look at it and see what immediately strikes your fancy, which shadow is the one you're always drawn to when you open that palette, and you swatch it out on your arms. You do that with all of the palettes, and then you see what your palette would have looked like if you picked all of your favorites or just what you prefer to use when you go to that palette. You see what it creates on your arm. And then over here in the corner, I'm going to try to Photoshop my own little 9 pan palette so you guys can actually see what it would look like if it was an actual palette. Now, I don't know exactly who started this or if someone else started it, I should say. I saw it first from Lauren Made Beauty, I'm pretty sure. I forget exactly whose video I saw that, inspired my original video, but I'll leave links down below of other videos, and of course I'll leave linked up here, or I maybe already did, my initial video back in December when I did Juvia's Place. So if you want to see what that palette looked like, that was a lot of fun. You can check out that video. But today we are doing Colourpop, so let's just jump right into it. Okay, as I said, I only have 5 palettes, which, I feel like Colourpop has 1,000,001 palettes that they've released over the years, so I'm kind of surprised that I only have 5 of them, but anyway. So the first palette I ever got from Colourpop was the Yes Please palette. That was one of their first, maybe it was their second palette they ever launched because they only had singles before that. And then I also had the My Little Pony palette that I got in a BoxyCharm. I should be opening these. I'm so sorry. I'm such a good YouTuber, but this is the Yes Please palette. I got it, and this is what started my loves of yellows. Then this is the My Little Pony palette. This was a really nice, very pastelish type of palette, beautiful for spring, summer, and it's discontinued. I don't know why they did that because that was a fantastic palette. I really do like it. Anyway, then I also have the Orange You Glad palette, which looks like this. All the other palettes that I have from them are their monochromatic palettes. I also have the Just My Luck palette. Can you guess which shade is my favorite from that one? And then I have the Uh Huh Honey palette, which looks like that. So I have 5 palettes. As I said, I'm going to create a 9 pan palette, and then I've been going back and forth on what I want to do when it comes to the second shade, or the rest of them, because it's going to be a 9 pan palette, so I can't just pick 2 from each. What I think I'm going to do is just kind of see, as I go through each of the palettes, I'm going to see if I want to pick another one, and if I do, then I'll swatch it. And hopefully one of these palettes I don't feel like picking another one. Let's just get started and we'll see. We're gonna see, because I feel like we'll start with this one. This is a Yes Please palette. While I really do like this palette, it's super duper cute. I feel like the shade that I love the most and that my eye's always drawn to and that I always want to use when it comes to this palette is this yellow one. This one right here, don't ask me the names because I never know which way it goes. This here is really pretty, but I don't know, it just doesn't strike me as much as the yellow one, and then I never really liked this shade. It was too flaky, so yeah, for this one, I'm just going to pick one, and I'll pick the yellow one. We'll do that, and if there's ever another palette that I don't want to pick another one from, we can come back to this one and see. Because like I said, if I ever picked another one, it probably would be that. But anyway, definitely, most definitely, I like the yellow from the Yes Please palette. So if I was creating my own palette, the first shadow that catches my eye is the yellow. Okay, let's move on to the My Little Pony palette. It's been a while since I've really looked at this palette. It's a cute little palette. What do I want to do? You know what? Looking at it, this shade right here looks a lot like this one. This one just has a little bit more gold in it. Let me swatch those side by side just to see. Yeah, this one is a little more peach, whereas that one's a little more yellow, just so you guys can see. They're very close, but this is definitely more peachy. This is more yellow gold, but just looking at it in the pan, I was like, wait a minute, those are identical. Okay, so for this palette, I think my favorite would have to be this shade. I feel like I remember having so much fun with this. Oh yeah, it's like a white, icy type of inner corner highlight. It's very flaky, so I don't think I would like this all over the lid, but I feel like for an inner corner highlight that would be really poppy, and it's really reflective and beautiful, and yeah, it's just gorgeous. Is there another one if I had to pick two? This shade is pretty. I don't know, nothing screams at me. I'm trying to think. I used to have so much fun with this palette. I'm trying to think of what looks I would do. I guess I would do like a pinky crease because the mattes are these three. And that's a matte. This one's kind of a satin. So it's not super matte, but yeah, the mattes are actually pretty neutral. It's funny when you come back to a palette, because like when I used this palette originally, I was very much into neutral, so this was just like a whole new world for me with all of the color and pastels. But looking at it now, I'm kind of like, there's not a whole lot to do in the crease, because these really are the only mattes. Lots of fun on the lid, I suppose, with the shimmers and all that. That is really pretty. This is pretty too. It's like a pinky type of shade. Do I want to pick another one? Decisions. You know what? I think I'm just going to go back to the Yes Please, and I'm going to pick that shade that I was talking about before, because it is really similar to that other shade in this palette, which is honestly the only other shade I was looking at, but I like this one more because it's more of a yellow gold, and I just like more yellow than peach. It's just my preference when it comes to shades. So I am going to swatch that as my second color. I should have put that above the yellow, but hello, never prepared. So we're going to go with that shade right there. That is really pretty. Kind of makes me want to grab this Yes Please palette back out. But that's so interesting because I remember absolutely loving this, having so much fun with it, thinking it was such a unique palette that was so colorful. And now looking at it, I'm like, I guess I just depended on the shimmers, and I kept it really neutral in the crease and stuff like that, because there's not a whole lot to do in the crease if you don't want to do like neutral or pink. Interesting. Let's just keep moving on. I feel like I'm getting stuck there. Okay, moving on. I'm going to do the Just My Luck palette. The first shade that immediately grabs my attention is this Mary Jane shade, and it is really, really pretty. This is such a stunning, stunning shadow, and every time I reach for that palette, I wanted to use this shade either on my lid, as an inner corner highlight, what have you. It's beautiful. It's so, so pretty. And then for the next shade, what did I like? You know what else I really liked? I really liked the Olive You. Yeah, it's Olive You. It's very neutral, but it has a lot of dimension to it and bronziness to it and reflectiveness that brings a brightness to it that I honestly didn't expect when I reached for this palette, or when I was, you know, using this palette and reaching for it and creating looks. I did a look with that I thought was just stunning. Okay, pausing for a makeup wipe and dropping the pack on the floor. But yeah, I'm gonna pick that one because Olive You, while it's a lot deeper and, you know, it's definitely leaning neutral, it's a neutral shade. It's very grungy. It's a neutral shade I like, and I like how it's brown, grungy, bronzy, but still green. I like olive tones. You guys have heard it before. So yeah, I would have to pick those two. What was that? Mary Jane and Olive You. Moving on to the Orange You Glad palette. In here, there's that shade again. Is it like the Just My Luck? Or not Just My Luck, the Yes Please? Okay, this is the Yes Please. I'm finding dupes. And then this is the Tangerine Dreams from the palette. Okay, kind of just looks, let's see, this is from the, what'd I say? Yes Please in Tangerine, or the Orange palette. Orange You Glad? What's it called? Yeah, Orange You Glad. They're different, but they're very similar. They're very similar. Okay, anyway, just finding similar shades within Colourpop. Anyway, the first, what do I go to first in here? I feel like definitely Tangerine Dreams was a really pretty shade that I really did like, going back to swatching it. So I'm going to pick that one. We'll do this one because this was really pretty, really intense. And just a pretty orange shade that I liked. And then I also really like Sunkissed. This was one of the few true matte oranges in this palette. This one really just had, you know, this one was definitely more peach, and that had a lot more neutralness to it. So I like this shade. So we'll go ahead and swatch that out. Like so. So there is that. This is what we're looking at. Like, are you guys surprised? I mean, also too, taking consideration I'm swatching for monochromatic palettes, and all the monochromatic palettes that I've purchased are ones that I enjoy, colors that I enjoy. Okay, moving on to the Uh Huh Honey palette. This is the last one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just making sure I'm counting right, the first shadow in here that absolutely draws my attention and I want to use every single time I have this palette is the Sunburst. I just used this to create my own palette. I'll leave that linked up here. And this was one of the shades that I pulled, and it's just so beautiful. I used it in that look that I did with that fictitious palette, and I absolutely loved it. It's so pretty. The camera is not doing it justice. It's stunning. From there, I would have to say that the other shade, I'm kind of going between these two. It kind of just depends on what I feel like, if I want to go matte or shimmer. This Dandy is really pretty when it comes to kind of a shimmery type of yellow, but then this Oh Behave is a really nice mustard. And you guys know I like my mustards. So kind of feel like it looks like the yellow and the Yes Please. I'll have to swatch those because you can see they look pretty similar. So I'll go with the Dandy, even though that doesn't leave me. I'm not really, again, I'm going for the shades that I like the most. I'm not really, I guess, thinking of like a well-rounded cohesive palette, because if this was me, I'd be very disappointed that I had all these shimmers and only 2 mattes. That would not be for me, but I'm gonna just stay true to the concept of this video. I'm picking the shadows that I love and that just catches my attention first with these palettes, so I have to pick that. And then why not? Since we've been kind of showing and swatching similar shades, I'm going back into the Yes Please for that mustard yellow, and then going into Oh Behave in the Uh Huh Honey palette. They do look a little bit different. One seems to be more mustard and one more yellow, I think. Yeah, but not much. I don't know, maybe they'd look a bit different. Yeah, Oh Behave is definitely more brown leaning, and that's something I noticed with the whole palette, and why I wasn't crazy about this for being a yellow palette is just because the yellows just lean so brown. But I mean, it's a nice mustard tone if you're wanting to go like green grunge with your yellows, but for a bright yellow palette, I was a little bummed at that. But anyway, there they are. Not the point of this video. This is the point of this video, and here is my palette. And as you guys have already been seeing, the screen over here will show you, almost fell off my chair, will show you what my palette would look like. But yeah, there it is, all swatched out. As I said, if I was creating a palette that I wanted to be cohesive, I'd be pretty bummed that I only had a light yellow and a bright orange to work with when it comes to mattes. But talking about shimmers, all these shimmers are stunning. I really do enjoy them. I'm trying to figure out the best way to show you guys. I think this will work. And if anything kind of doesn't go with the theme of it, it's this shade from the My Little Pony palette. But even then, I feel like that could still work really pretty as an inner corner highlight. And overall, it's just a really pretty warm tone palette that I would have so much fun with if I had some more mattes to work with. But yeah, that is my Colourpop palette that I would create using all the Colourpop palettes that I have in my collection. So let me know what you guys think about my custom palette with Colourpop. Do you guys like the tones? Would you like to create a look with this? I feel like it would create a really pretty, very summery, springy type look, very bright, because there's no really deep mattes in here. It would definitely be a very vibrant and bright look. But I feel like overall it kind of harmonizes the palettes that I have in my collection with the green, the yellow, and the orange. It's really pretty, and honestly doesn't lean too much on the green, because I did go for not really that minty type of green in this palette. And I don't have it on my eyes. I know it kind of looks like I do, but I don't. I have the NettyBird Sibling Rivalry palette. But anyway, it's not too heavy on the green, which I was surprised, but also I took more of that lime green when it came to that palette and the olive. But anyway, this is my palette. Let me know what you guys think of it. I think it's really pretty. But yeah, that is going to do it for my creating my own Colourpop palette using the palettes that I own from them, that I have in my collection. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys enjoy this type of video? As I said, I've only done it once before with Juvia's Place, but if you guys like it, definitely let me know down in the comments, and I can do it with another brand in my collection. It would have to be something that I have a good bit of palettes from. I almost did Maybe. I have 4 from Maybe. I know how to count. I have 4 from Maybe. What else? Oh, Menagerie. Did I already do Menagerie Cosmetics? I don't think I have, but that would be a good one to do. But I kind of want to wait until their new, they just sneaked another palette, so I kind of want to wait till I have that. But anyway, let me know if you guys like this video idea, and I can definitely repeat it in the future with brands that I have enough palettes to make it interesting. I don't want to do a brand that I have 2 palettes from. So anyway, yeah, as I said, just let me know your feedback down below if you guys like this video idea. It's something that I really enjoy. It's just a video idea that I find very relaxing and fun, just to sit and swatch and just to see what comes when I just pick my favorites from palettes. I find it very enjoyable. So as always, I hope you guys did, and if you did find it enjoyable, helpful, whatever the case may be, please give me a thumbs up on your way out. I would really appreciate it, as it helps me in the whole YouTube algorithm and whatnot. But yeah, with all that said, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to check out another one of my videos. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye, guys.